Alright guys, good afternoon. Here we are. What a beautiful night it was last night. Not so good so far today with the Swannies. I'm not a big AFL fan, I must admit, but got to support my home team. And they are, can't even remember who they played, but I have watched them play live. So we have our priority box, which we will save for last. We have our 5 boxes, and actually I've done this. Alright, give me a second. It's Father's Daddy Daycare Day today, so things are a bit all over the shop. What are we doing? Alright, I'm going to flick back to this screen for a second. I am sorry guys. I did try and get it organised beforehand and I still managed to balls it up a bit. That's alright. We've got this. So before we start, which is what I actually forgot, well I didn't forget but I forgot to set it up, is the RAZZ. So let's get the RAZZ done. And no, I haven't finished marking off payments, but I do know they have paid, so it's okay. Alright. Alright, we're ready to go. So this is our RAZZ for the Titans spot in this break. So let's get that done and out of the way. Good luck everyone. Number 1. Number 2. And lucky last, number 3. Scott Sager taking out the RAZZ win for the... He's watching. Oh, congratulations mate. So he's taking home the Titans spot. So give me a second. I know he's a keen Titans supporter, so that will make him happy. Alright, so before we change screens, let's get set up for our Master Series randomizer at the end. Alright, so we are all ready to go. Let's get stuck into the cards, guys. Last thing before we do is our team list. And we have Broncos. They're a bit full today. There we go. Broncos, Jack Moran. Raiders, Andrew Malazewski. Bulldogs, Kane Holgate. Sharks, Adam Sharky McShark. Titans, Scott Sager with the RAZZ win. Manly, Craig Baxter. Storm, Kurt Hoffman. Knights, Brendan Burgess. Cowboys, Braden Gilmore. Eels, Jai Dawson. Panthers, James Knowles. Rabbitohs, McLean Purcell. Dragons, Dwayne Basario. Roosters, William Goodjar. Warriors, McLean Purcell. Tigers, Guy Bennett. Alright, all done. Let's go. Alright, first box. We have a Matt Burton Speed Series for the Bulldogs. You'd like to think the grand finals of any sport would be a close one. First up, Fittler in the Master Series for the Roosters, Molly Olacator. Parallel for Manly. G'day DK. Bloody oath it was. Josh Curran, Indigenous All-Stars. Albert Kelly, Indigenous All-Stars. Alex Twal, Parallel for Tigers. Julie Robinson, Speed Series for the Broncos. Can you do that quietly, please? I'm doing this on YouTube, but I've put the links on Facebook. Bobby Law, Women's NRL for the Knights. Tavita Pengai Jr., Parallel for the Bulldogs. Are you talking to him or? Ruben Garrick, Dalian for Manly. Zach Lomax, Parallel for the Dragons. Young Guns, Haley J. Mansell for the Titans. Blake Brayley, Parallel for the Sharks. Yellow Diamond, Millie Boyle for the Broncos. So I've seen a comment that made me wonder. I believed that both grand finals were on next weekend for the women's and the men's. But someone mentioned something about 2 games for the women's next week, so I'm not sure. Sam Walker. Well, that's what I said. That's what I know as well. That's what I've seen. That's what I know. But I did see a comment that made me question that. So Sam Walker, Parallel for the Roosters. Charlie Stain, Speed Series for the Panthers. Devils 12, Dolphins 6. I see they've done pretty well, the Dolphins, in their younger development squads this season. Dylan Walker, Mary All-Stars for Manly. Alex Johnston, Parallel for the Rabbits. Yeah, that's what I thought. Titans Parallel Checklist. Tasman Gray, Women's NRL for the Titans. Cowboys Parallel Checklist. Autumn Stevens, Mary All-Stars. Daniel Tupou, a Speed Series for the Roosters. Jordan Rapana, Parallel for the Raiders. Sapphire Mojo for the Dragons. Ben Hunt, number 5. Playing Serio. Not sure how he's going with his mojos.
I know something to hold this.
Isaiah Yeo, Dally M for Panthers. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Can we hit a Storm and a Warriors card before the end of the box? Fills every slot up in the tray. Women's NRL Dragons checklist. Parallel will do. Oh, there's one. Reece Welsh, Speed Series for the Warriors. Jerome Luai, parallel for the Panthers. All we need now to have a card in every slot. Obviously, first box, there's not much out. Stafford Tower, Speed Series for the Tigers. So yeah, last team is Storm. Let's go. 3 packets left. Black Young Guns. Number 19 for the Bulldogs. Bailey Biondi Otto. Mr. Kane Holgate. Oh. 2 packets left to try and hit this Storm card. And we have a Ruby number 37, Mr. Stephen Crichton for the Panthers. Yeah, 5 boxes plus the priority. Number 37. Lauren Brown, Women's NRL for the Broncos. And that is the end of the first box. Obviously a few teams not much better, but Storm's the only team without a hit in the first box. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Oh, excuse me. We have an Emerald, number 10, 10 to 10. Tyson Frizzell for the Knights. Brendan Burtis. We do have break 187 up, guys. It is another half case and priority box. I'll look at listing a RAZZ, Xavier Coates, Speed Series for the Storm. Not sure if that'll be today or tomorrow. I've got to go pick up a bed after this. Cody Nicarima, Mary All-Stars. Liam Martin, parallel for the Panthers. Oh, nice. I don't know, I just like this guy's personality personally, been a bit of a fan. I know he's pretty local to around where I grew up. Number 26, Mr. Addo Carr booklet for the Bulldogs. There's a rap video song from one of the rappers from Bankstown or something. Batil Vet Welsh, Women's NRL for the Eels, called Let's Trot. He's in it, a few other people. Paige McGregor, Women's NRL for the Dragons. David Nofaluma, parallel for the Tigers. I laughed most of the way through the song. It's not something that I would probably listen to most of the time, but wasn't too bad. James Fisher-Harris, Dally M for Panthers. Nick Kotrick, Speed Series for the Raiders. Brent Naden, parallel for the Bulldogs. Murray Talagi, a Speed Series for the Cowboys. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Oh, Swannies have scored a few more points. Too little, too late. Kangaroos in the Master Series. Quincy Dodd, Indigenous All-Stars. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. It's all too late. Oh, difference, or can they keep Cats under? Cats were already over 100. Jaden Campbell, Speed Series for the Titans. And as far as 100 margin, well, I wouldn't be surprised. There we go. Number 50, Black League Sensations for the Titans, Big Tino. Zahara Tamara, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Harry Grant, parallel for the Storm. Hudson Young, Ruby Mojo for the Raiders. Whoops. Number 17. It's all of a sudden very muddy. Titans RAZZ strikes again. Yeah, actually. John Rapiner, Pana, Mary All-Stars. Titans, we did the RAZZ for break 182 before we started, and ended up being the case card and a few good hits. Selwyn Cobbo, Indigenous All-Stars. Hammer Fido, parallel for the Cowboys. Cody Ramsey, a Speed Series for the Dragons. I mean, that's why it's not such a bad thing, even if it's not your team, to grab a spot or two in the RAZZ, because if you are lucky enough to win, you never know what you might hit. Alex Johnston, Speed Series for the Rabbits, especially with the Titans having 2 patches and booklets. Cody Nikorima, parallel for the Warriors. So there's always a chance at one of them. And if you're lucky enough to score a break spot of $5 or $10, pretty much any numbered hit that you get's a bonus. Brittany Brealey, Women's NRL for the Titans, no matter what team it is. Raiders Parallel Checklist. Payne Haas, Dalian for Broncos. Jacob Saifiti, Parallel for the Knights. 2 packets left for our second box in the break. Keenan Palacia, Young Guns for the Broncos. No, I bet you won't. You're the king of Jag and RAZZ. Reed Marnie, Parallel for the Eels. So, a RAZZ is basically a raffle for a break spot. We also do RAZZs for cards at different points, and the RAZZ is normally an equal division of the value of whether it be the card or the break spot. We don't try and add more spots to get more money from it. It's just a straight even thing, and it's to help fill the breaks, or if we're doing the cards, it's because we believe it's a popular card and a lot of people want it, so we give multiple people the opportunity. Yeah, easiest way to explain the RAZZ is it's a raffle, and the break is basically you're going shares in the case. So if it's a pick your team, then you get to pick your team, and whatever cards come out for that, you get. If it's a random team, well, we randomise the 16 spots, and everyone is assigned a team. And a draft pick, we randomise the spots, and the order that they come out in is the order that you get to pick your teams. So if there's multiple Storm supporters in the one break, well, the person who gets higher on the randomisation list, the draft randomisation, will obviously get to pick Storm first. And hopefully the other Storm supporters have a second team. And obviously the breaks can be a variety of things, from a couple of boxes up to a case. We did try and list the monumental break at one point, which was multiple cases. It was going to be split over a couple of days. But because of the price, it was a bit hard to fill. Tamika Upton, Indigenous All-Stars. Lots of interest, just very expensive. Caitlin Johnston, Indigenous All-Stars. Xavier Coates, Parallel for the Storm. Jataya Fafua, Speed Series for the Titans. And at the end of the day, Ricky, it is all a bit of a gamble. You never know what's going to come out of a box, or even a case for that matter. At least with a case, you know certain things are going to come out, but no guarantees. Grace Griffin, Women's NRL for the Titans. Yeah, go the Eels. Ewan Aiken, Parallel for the Warriors. C supports a decent team, DK. Don't try and corrupt him. Kyra Simmons, White Young Gun for the Knights. Kyra Simon, I'm not sure which that one is. Simmons is normally double M-O-N. Shaylee Bent, Speed Series for the Dragons. Captains. Number 29, Craig Baxter for Manly. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Yeah, well, let's hope it's our year. Bailey Simonson, Speed Series for the Eels. Been long enough since we've been able to call it. Not since I've been alive anyway. Not that I know of. 87, was it 87 or 82? Our last grand final that we won.
81, 82, 83, and 86.
86, yeah, so it was the year before I was born. Hammer Fido, Speed Series to the Cowboys. Chanel Harris Tavita, Maori All-Stars. Broncos Parallel Checklist. Yeah, well, I honestly believe if Panthers win tomorrow night, we're going to have quite a bit of psyche advantage. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Obviously, we have the best win ratio over them at the moment. LC Albert, women's NRL for the Dragons. Which, don't get me wrong, at different points in the year, that's a bit of a surprise to say. But glad the boys got there. Jessica Surgis, women's NRL for the Roosters. Isaac Liu, parallel for the Titans. Yeah, well, I'm expecting a big game tonight. When I first did me tips, I went through the list and picked Rabbitohs, but then before I got out of it, I had to change it back to Panthers. Maori All-Stars, James Fisher-Harris. I do think they're going to be hard to beat this close. They're going for back-to-back. So they've got a lot of motivation. Tony Staggs, Speed Series for the Broncos. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. I think I'd like to play against Panthers in the grand final. And then it would be just up to the Eels whether they turn up for the game or not. We have Aaron Clark, Sapphire Mojo, number 18. Because as much as I love my Eels, half the time they lose because of themselves. They just, either the other team gets in front and they get their head down and just can't get it back up, or they just don't turn up. Dally M, Cody Walker for the Rabbitohs. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Yeah, well, the same as the Rabbitohs as well, though. The Panthers have got the fact that they're, what's the word, Kennedy Sherrington, women's NRL for the Eels, defending their title this year, so they have to at least get to the grand final, or they'd be hoping to at least get to the grand final to defend it. And the Rabbits, of course, would like to keep them out of it to prove a point. Yasmin Meeks, Speed Series for the Roosters. What? Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. The young ones out the front being horrors. Where are we? Fifth last packet for box number 3. Valami Kickout, parallel for the Roosters. Oh. Another black young gun. Number 65. I can't remember what the other one was. Tegan Berry for the Dragons. Isaac Tago was the other one for the Panthers, maybe? Not. I don't know. We've got another black young gun in there somewhere. There you go. Number 37, Ben Hunt, Ruby Mojo. Kangaroos Master Series. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Ryan Tarr, Dally M for Panthers. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. We got them in there, I think we can. There we go. Box number 4, guys. 3 boxes to go. That means we're halfway at the moment. So we're on the homeward stretch. Karina Brown, Speed Series for the Titans. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Jazz Tavega, Maori All-Stars. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for the Storm. Oh, here we go. Brian Totter, Speed Series for the Panthers. We have an LST, a Team League Sensation, number 22, Joey Manu.
What? Dad!
JJ.
Holly just pinched her skin.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, that was silly. Nanny's got it. It's okay, I'm busy. Nan can look after it. Women's NRL Broncos Checklist. Chanel Harris Tavita, parallel for the Warriors. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbits.
We need tissues as well.
Brendan Smith, Dally M for the Storm. Blake Taff, Speed Series for the Rabbits. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for the Knights. So if you're still watching, Ricky, did that all make sense earlier with that description, mate? Roosters Master Series. AJ Brimson, that parallel for the Titans. Ruben Cotter, Indigenous All-Stars. Thomas Flegler, parallel for the Broncos. The long AFL Grand Final winners. Georgia Hale, women's NRL for the Titans. What did we end up? 133 to 52. Luke Brooks, parallel for the Tigers. Alright, congrats to Geelong. Kevin Proctor, Maori All-Stars. So you could have won the Titans break spot. The RAZZ was done at the beginning of the break, and our winner was Scott Sager in that one. So if you would have won, you would have got all the Titans cards that come out for this break. So out of the 5 normal boxes and the 1 priority break box. So there were 6 boxes in total. Selwyn Cobbo, Speed Series for the Broncos. Yeah. Addo Carr, parallel for the Bulldogs. So at the moment, Scott, our RAZZ winner, is taking home so far these cards that have come out. Jamie Chapman, Indigenous All-Stars. I'm pretty sure Scott only grabbed 2 or 3 spots. I could be wrong. So $10 for the break spot. Not a bad score. Matt Burton, Dally M for Panthers. In the group, we have a break schedule. That's the title of the post. I put links and team lists and things like that in there. We listed break 187 yesterday. I haven't put the team list up for that, but I have put links and that up on Facebook. For some of the teams, Eels sometimes is very popular, sometimes it's not, so sort of hit and miss. But for things like Storm and that, you need to sort of watch the website and keep an eye out. Had a car Speed Series for the Bulldogs, Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. But normally as soon as I list a new break on the website, I will do Facebook posts to let everyone know. Number 4 of 5, our Black Diamond. We were lucky enough to hit, and it is Mr. David Clemmer for the Knights. Brendan Burgess, congratulations. And for things like instance, things like that, Ricky, like that's 1 plus 1 in a case is the Black Diamond. We're lucky enough to hit it in 5 boxes, in 1 of 5 boxes. We also hit the Addo Carr booklet. So obviously that's just as rare. Keezy Apps, Women's NRL for the Dragons. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. So when you're buying a break spot or whatnot, you're sort of buying the chance to hit one of them. Any other cards, like your low end stuff, are sort of a bonus, is how I've always looked at it. Shante Poco, Women's NRL for the Knights. Manly Parallel Checklist. And I personally like doing them for you guys because I get to open some cool cards that not a lot of people can say they've opened. So, number 32, Manly Ruby Mojo, Hamoli Olika R2. Obviously we open a lot for the website, so that gives me a good opportunity, but let me tell you, the feeling of opening a good card for someone that I know is watching, that's amazing. Rocco Berry, Speed Series for the Warriors. Young Guns, Taylor Holmes for the Dragons. Alright, so this is our last hobby box, guys, with the priority box left to go after this. Hey, another captains. Number 31 for McLean Purcell and the Warriors. Adam Vanilla Blake. So we've hit 3 of the big cards, or 4 of the big cards out of the case, including the booklet. Obviously the booklet's not guaranteed in the case, but we've hit the Black Diamond, 2 captains cards. I don't remember hitting the normal patch yet. I've hit an emerald. Doing pretty well. Number 20, Sapphire Mojo for the Broncos, Adam Reynolds. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. And I think the most important thing to know before you get yourself into a break is you may get nothing. Taina Navidi, Women's NRL for the Eels. Elliot Whitehead, parallel for the Raiders. We always have our fingers crossed and hope for the best, but it is a possibility. Nico Hines, Indigenous All-Stars. Yes, my darling.
I'm not hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're always hungry though, aren't you?
Mum, what's that?
Well, you need to go and ask Nanny or Poppy, please. Will Kennedy, Speed Series for the Sharks. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Women's NRL Roosters Checklist. Yellow Diamond. Number 29 for the Titans, Georgia Hale. White Young Gun, Sam Walker for the Roosters. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Tony Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. Oliver Gilder, Speed Series for the Tigers. Bobby Law, Speed Series for the Knights. Corbin Baxter, Maori All-Stars. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Speed Series, Jess Surgis for the Roosters. Eels, parallel checklist. Romy Tietzel, Women's NRL for the Knights. Aaron Clark, parallel for the Titans. Morgan Harper, Maori All-Stars. Speed Series, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Dragons parallel checklist. And it's not normally this loud in the background either, Ricky. Ronaldo Mortalo, Dally M for the Sharks. Women's NRL, Jada Ferguson for the Broncos. DCE, parallel for Manly. Ruby Mojo for the Roosters. Number 23, Victor Radley. Hey Dad, am I correct in saying break 187 will be out of a fresh case? There you go guys, just so you know, because we have had a pretty big break today. It will be a fresh case for break 187. Dally M, Alex Johnston for the Rabbits. Yeah, that's what I believed. There you go, so probably a fresh case. Waka Blake, Speed Series for the Eels. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Blues Master Series. Brent Naden, Indigenous All-Stars. Alright, last pack, box number 5. Nathan Cleary, parallel for the Panthers. And that means one box left to go. Oh. Alright, last box guys. Let's go. Nico Hines, Indigenous All-Stars. James Tedesco, Speed Series for the Roosters. Panthers, parallel checklist. Speed Series, Jamie Chapman for the Dragons. Dally M Priority number 8. Ruben Garrick for Manly. Our first priority hit. Don't forget we've got an auction, guys. The first one that we've done. Yep. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. And that's for the redeemed Tigers golden ticket for the Ruby Mojo set, 22 Elite. Currently at $5.60 with Luke Dawson. Olivia Koenig, Women's NRL for the Roosters. As a collector of cards, I guess in general, even if it's not your team, it would be a nice little set to have. Just, it's a 1 of 1. It's pretty cool. Our white young gun priority, number 2, James Schiller for the Raiders. But on the other hand, guys, it could be a way for you to be able to trade for your team. If you're lucky enough, a Tigers fan hits yours, or 3-way trade. James Tamo, parallel for the Tigers. Luke Thompson, parallel for the Bulldogs. Shanae Siasoka, Speed Series for the Broncos. Corbin Baxter, Mary All-Stars, Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbits. Serena Notoka Toka, Women's NRL for the Eels. Alright, halfway through our priority box, we have Sapphire Mojo, number 20, Oliver Gildart for the Tigers. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Ashante Poko for the Knights. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for the Knights. Morgan Harper, Maori All-Stars. Anari Twala, Speed Series for the Knights. Thomas Flegler, parallel for the Broncos. Our second Dally M priority, number 66, Isaiah Yeo for the Panthers. Ruby Mojo, number 36, Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbits. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Cowboys. Where are we? 3, 6, 7th last packet for the break. We did start a little bit late. Jamie Chapman, number 12, yellow diamond mojo. The video's been going for an hour, but we haven't been breaking for an hour. It took us a little bit to get started once we went live. Women's NRL Broncos checklist. Tiana Penatani, speed series for the Eels. Nick Kotrick, parallel for the Raiders. White league sensation. Pretty sure pulled one of these last break. Number 46. Harry Grant for the Storm. What we got? Kurt Hoffman. Popular card, that one. Pretty sure the chase for him now for a lot of people could be finished. I'm sure there's still a lot of people that would like one or an extra one or two. Greg Marciu, speed series for the Titans. Harry Grant's very popular. And quietly popular, I must say. He doesn't get the raps that Pappenhausen's and Ponga and all that gets. Kangaroos Master Series. Alright, last packet. Lucky last. Last but not least, they say, but not this time, unfortunately. But we have Brent Naden, Indigenous All-Stars for the Bulldogs, and a Moses Mbai parallel for the Dragons. Alright, so that's it. We do have our 6 Master Series cards that we will randomise. So let's change screens. Alright, so everyone is in there. And we go 3 times. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Alright, McLean Purcell with the Rabbitohs taking home the Master Series cards. Thank you for joining us, guys. Good luck to the Panthers and the Rabbitohs tonight. Look forward to seeing you in the grand final. Enjoy your night for those teams' fans. I'm sure it would be a nervous one for you. Alright, guys, that's it.